So Army should be in the top 25. I don't know why the hell they're not.
They lost.
But yeah, but they almost beat Michigan. Why? Michigan only fell 3 spots.
Michigan, there only fell 3 spots because they're a nationwide brand. They're like the Cowboys of college football. They're never good, but they get all the hype.
That's true, but like I was rooting for Army so much in that game. They should have won that game.
Do you think I wasn't?
Shea Patterson
wasn't rooting for Army?
I know everybody. The whole nation was rooting for Army.
Yeah.
Like honestly.
Yeah.
I cannot believe the quarterback fumbled. Oh my. All right. Anyway, welcome. Yeah. Welcome to another episode of Frontrunners Podcast. Obviously, me and Matt aren't. I went over this last week. We're in college now, so we got to do this over webcam. So week 2 of college football just finished. So we had some interesting games.
Yeah.
So, spoiler, none of our upsets came to fruition.
Which is like they're upsets, so they're not supposed to come to fruition.
Yeah. I mean, I was close. It was a close game.
Yeah. I was not.
All right. Let's just start with the most amazing game of the week, Michigan versus Army. This would have been the greatest upset since App State beat Michigan.
Yeah.
Big house. Like, I was rooting so hard for Army. Michigan just looks not good.
No, they didn't look good last week either.
No, like, I don't know. Maybe Jim Harbaugh is finally exposing himself as the average college football coach that he is.
I mean, like, Shea Patterson he can't hold on to the ball.
He's not
good.
No, he's not. I mean, he's all right, but he's not the quarterback that everybody hypes him up to be. Everybody's like, this is the best quarterback that Jim Harbaugh's had.
And, I'm going to say something, and you're probably going to hate me, but at this point in the season, Brian Lewerke is better than Shea Patterson.
I would probably agree with you, honestly. The way Shea Patterson played against Army, like they were saying, the announcers were saying maybe he was injured, but I mean, still, it's Army.
Yeah.
It's Army. And even Michigan's defense couldn't even stop them.
I know. It was bad. Their next game is against Wisconsin, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Could you imagine being Army? Army went to Oklahoma last year and almost beat them, and then they're in the big house this year, and then they almost take down Michigan. Army just can't finish. I mean, it's a testament to their program that even without the recruits, because they really don't get recruits. Because
no, they don't.
You have to serve if you go to West Point. But it's a testament to their program that they're going into these top-tier college football programs, and they're putting up a damn good fight.
It's like this. It's like they're on the 1-yard line of the Super Bowl, but they throw that ball, and it just ends up in Malcolm Butler's hands, and that's it.
Every week, you have to bring that up.
Yes.
You can't let me live that down.
No.
It'll be 50 years from now, and you'll still be bringing that up.
Yeah, because they'll never be back to another Super Bowl.
Okay, let's not get crazy there. But anyway, getting back on topic. Yeah, Michigan pulled it out 24-21 against Army. Not an impressive game for Michigan.
No,
Michigan is not looking good. They're not going to be in the playoff. Like, just get them out of the conversation now with those two games.
You seem to forget that they're the second best team in the country.
Of course. I want to know how Stephen A. Smith feels about Michigan after watching that game. I want to know what he's thinking. He probably has them at number 1 after that game. Honestly.
Who knows?
You know who has the number 2? Syracuse. So
okay, can I just say, Clemson has to lose at some point this year.
Why?
Because let me rephrase this. If Clemson loses one game, I don't see them being in the playoff. Because that conference is so bad.
I know, but it's still Clemson, and Clemson's built up a reputation with Trevor Lawrence as their quarterback, Travis Etienne as their running back, Dabo Swinney. Like they know that's a good team. They just beat Texas A&M. They went into an SEC. They just beat an SEC team pretty convincingly.
Yeah, but I feel like if they lose to someone like Miami, that's it.
They're not
done.
Going to lose to Miami.
I don't think they will. I just don't want to think what this Orange Bowl is going to be because I'm not going to be happy.
It's probably going to be. I think it's Virginia at this point.
Are they
Orange Bowl?
Yeah, they're ranked.
They're ranked now. I mean, Virginia's playing decently, but Syracuse just got obliterated.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Joel Klatt had a whole rant about Syracuse after the Michigan game. He was talking about Syracuse. He called them a fake team, and really they proved to be just that. Yeah, he was reporting after the Michigan game on multiple games. So yeah, and he was calling them a fake team, which they proved to be. I mean, Maryland. Is it more Maryland or is it more Syracuse? What do you think?
I don't know. Maryland looks pretty serious this year.
Maryland looks pretty good. Me and my friends are actually going to go down and watch the Maryland State game.
I don't think they'll be like top 15, but they'll be a solid top 25 team.
I could see them staying in the top 25 throughout the season. Maybe falling out a couple times.
Who knows? Maybe they'll beat Michigan too.
Honestly, you don't know because they should. I don't know because if people don't know, Christian McCaffrey's brother is the backup quarterback at Michigan, Dylan McCaffrey, and he's a better quarterback,
he's better,
in my opinion. And just Jim Harbaugh is just tied to Shea Patterson for some reason. He won't I think he put in Dylan McCaffrey week 1 for some garbage time minutes, but Dylan McCaffrey put him in at some point because he is just a better quarterback than Shea Patterson.
This is like the collegiate version of Eli Manning versus Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones got in the game.
I know, the last drive.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Anyway, Michigan pulled out. They got lucky against Army this week.
And they celebrated like they won it all.
I know. By the way, it was great watching those Michigan fans just be
upset.
Oh my God, just so nice. Because they're delusional. They're a delusional fan base, honestly.
Yeah, 100%.
That's just, it might be my bias, but anyway, moving on. So your upset of the week, moving on to that, you had Texas A&M over Clemson. How'd that work out, Matt?
Texas A&M looked like a completely different team from week 1 to week 2.
Yeah.
They looked awful.
It was a different animal. I mean, going from, who'd they play week 1?
I don't even know, but
I forgot.
They looked
Texas State, they played week 1. Going from Texas State to the defending national champions is a enormous jump that you think Jimbo Fisher would be able to make, but he just couldn't adjust.
Yeah, I mean, they just looked lost. They looked lost the entire game. What was the final score? 24-10, right?
24-10.
I'm surprised it wasn't more, actually.
I'm going to get to that because Trevor Lawrence, these past 2 weeks, he played a little better in this game.
But he hasn't been spectacular.
No, he went 24 of 35 for 268 yards, an interception, and a touchdown. So, okay, I think his quarterback rating was in the mid-70s. So,
that's an okay game.
He had an okay game, which you could say, all right, SEC opponent, tougher defense. Okay, you can back that up and say, okay, he had a pretty decent game. But still, Trevor Lawrence was hyped up all offseason to be the second coming of Andrew Luck as a quarterback prospect. And now I'm not saying he's bad because he's not playing bad. He's not playing like Shea Patterson's playing. He's playing good, just not up to the hype that he's not the
number 1 pick hype that he was getting.
No. Do I think he'll still be the number 1 pick in 2021? I think he still will be. But you can definitely see he's a true sophomore. He's a 19-year-old kid playing in college football. That's showing a lot more this year than it did last year.
So he's a true sophomore. Justin Fields is a redshirt freshman, so they're the same age, right?
Yes, they're the same.
You think he gets drafted before Justin Fields?
I need to are we assuming they're in the same draft?
They're probably going to be in the same draft.
Okay. Yes, I think he does get drafted by Justin Fields because Trevor Lawrence is just more of a pure quarterback prospect. He's that prototype kind of quarterback, tall.
I think it comes down to who has the number 1 pick because if it was someone like David Gettleman with the pick, he would pick Trevor Lawrence, but if it was Cliff Kingsbury, he'd probably pick Justin Fields.
Oh, okay. So this is some interesting scenarios.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know who's going to be competing for that number 1 pick 2 years from now. Obviously, you could just stop the season right now. Miami's going to have it at the end of this season. It's not even a debate. We'll get into that a little later, but
tank for Tua.
They just look bad. I mean, Clemson as a team looks good. So I'm not worried about Clemson as a team. I'm just saying Trevor Lawrence not going to win the Heisman this year.
No.
Pretty much a done deal. He's not. He might fit. Maybe he has a good couple of games to get him back into the finalists, but I don't see him winning the Heisman this year.
No,
I think it's pretty set that he's not going to. Maybe next year he does. And I'm not ragging on Trevor Lawrence. Like, I don't want to say that he's not a good quarterback. He is a very good quarterback. You could see the potential that he has.
He's better than both of us.
Well, obviously he's better than both of us. But he's just had 2 okay games. Yeah. Not the games we expected. Mm-hmm. But I do think he'll grow. I do think he's going to get better and better. Maybe we were all expecting to see that growth because we all knew he wasn't going to repeat what he did last year.
Yeah.
But we were expecting to see maybe that veteran growth now that he's been through a year of college football. He's won a national championship, see a little growth this year. And I think we are seeing a little growth, but just not as much as we thought we'd see. So maybe next year is when he takes that really big step to really isolate himself as the best quarterback in college football. Maybe we'll see that next year. But as for now, he's top 10, but he's not. Yeah. He's not what the hype said he would be over the offseason.
Yeah.
So yeah, Clemson looks good. I still think they'll be in the playoff. I do think they're rightfully still the number 1 team in the nation, but Jimbo just couldn't get it done.
Nope.
Didn't get it done. So let's move on to my upset pick of the week.
Yeah.
I have something to say about this. All right, LSU versus Texas.
DBU.
This game should have gone into overtime. Okay. Did you watch the game?
Yes, some of it.
Okay. So first quarter, it was 4th and goal. Texas is like 3 yards from the end zone. So they go.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what play I'm talking about?
Yep.
Sam Ehlinger throws it to his running back. Running back wide open, should be a surefire touchdown. He drops it. So that is one more touchdown that should have been on Sam Ehlinger's stat line and should have gotten Texas to go to overtime with LSU. Obviously, I don't know how the game would have played out, but I'm just assuming they won. LSU won 45-38. So one more touchdown, this game is tied and goes into overtime.
Yeah, but you can't just do that. You can't just do what you just did.
That was a touchdown. Because
hold on. Because that touchdown, they got the ball at the 3, and then they threw a pick. Yeah. So, if they get the kickoff, who knows? Maybe they return it for a touchdown. You don't know. You can't just assume that.
You're talking about the LSU pick after?
Yeah, because he dropped in the end zone. Then Joe Burrow threw a pick, right?
Then Joe Burrow threw a pick, yeah, and they got the ball again inside the red zone, and they just couldn't do anything. And then they went for it again on 4th down.
And they stopped it, right?
Yeah, and Sam Ehlinger ran a QB option on 4th down.
Was it like a
tackle behind the line of scrimmage? Yeah.
So it was like a read option on 4th and 5.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, it's pretty much exactly that, yes. But yeah, so some faulty plays that could have led to. So Texas could have won this game. That's all I'm saying. They could have.
Texas was good enough to have
won this game. Now, LSU looks tremendous.
Yep.
Ohio State, I know they have Justin Fields, made a incredible mistake letting Joe Burrow walk.
Yes.
Joe Burrow looks like if he comes out this year, he could be the number 1 pick in the draft.
Yeah.
Because he's definitely rising in draft boards, but a lot of people weren't talking about him as a first-round pick to start the year. Go ahead.
Here's the question. Do you think they could beat Bama?
LSU?
Yeah.
That's a tough question. Okay, because I do think they have the personnel to do it. I
do too.
Yes. Okay. I do think the world of Ed Orgeron as a head coach. I do think he has that program going really well. LSU just looks great. This is probably the best. This is the best quarterback they've had since Jamarcus Russell. And I know Jamarcus Russell was a bust, but in college, Jamarcus Russell was a very, very good quarterback.
Yeah. And they didn't have AC in their locker room, right? Texas turned off their AC.
Okay, that's controversy, but it's not a big deal. So what, they didn't have now.
100 degrees.
Okay, it was nighttime. Whatever. They still won the game. Stop complaining, LSU. Listen. I guess we can kind of fade this into our updated Heisman rankings. So I want to go first into this one.
Okay.
So Heisman rankings after week 2. I do have 2 new faces in my Heisman rankings.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts still has number 1 spot. I don't think he did anything to lose it.
Nope. He looked great.
They won 70-14 against South Dakota, and
he was pulled, right?
Yeah, he was pulled. Obviously, he was pulled. I mean, 70-14. Come on. The three quarterbacks played for Oklahoma. So yeah, Jalen Hurts played great. I mean, how could you not get South Dakota? So Jalen Hurts holds my number one spot. Number two, I have a new face. Joe Burrow, I have at number 2 in my Heisman rankings. He has just come onto the scene. On the season now, he's 54 of 66 for 749 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 1 interception. So he has just had as good of 2 weeks of college football as you can have. And now he's had it. And now he had a game like that against a top 10 opponent in Texas. So Joe Burrow has just shot up the Heisman rankings.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I can definitely see him being a finalist for the Heisman. He's at the number 2 spot for me this week. He's just played tremendous these past 2 weeks. Number 3, I have my boy.
Oh, God.
Even coming off of a loss, I have my boy Sam Ehlinger, because it was a very good loss against a very good LSU team, top 10 opponent. And he should have had, this is his stat line. Because Sam Ehlinger.
You can't do should have. You cannot do should have.
Okay. No. But listen to his stat line. He was 31 of 47 for 401 yards and 4 touchdowns. That is a great stat line. This was against a very impressive LSU defense.
One might call DBU.
Yes, one might call DBU. Exactly. And he played great.
Mm-hmm.
He played well enough to win them the game.
Yeah.
It was just a couple faulty plays that they didn't. Now, add another touchdown onto that sheet, he could have had 5 touchdowns and won them the game. Sam Ehlinger played well enough. I think this game improved his Heisman probability and didn't hurt it. So I have him going up the rankings this week because I have Tua as my first one out because they didn't play an impressive opponent. They played New Mexico State. Yeah, he played well, but I just have Sam Ehlinger. What Sam Ehlinger did to that LSU defense, because he played really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that should not go unnoticed just because they didn't win the game. He played well enough to win the game. So I have Sam Ehlinger at number 3 in my Heisman rankings, and I have him bumping Tua out. And also bumping Travis Etienne out is Joe Burrow. So Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Sam Ehlinger, and then Tua is my first one out this week for my week 2 Heisman rankings. How about you?
All right. Well, I also have 2 new faces.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Jalen, I don't have to say anything.
No. Yeah, he definitely held the number 1 spot.
Yeah. My number 2, Jonathan Taylor.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. They played Central Michigan, if I'm getting that correct?
Yes, they did. But, I mean, he's just looked fantastic. You know, he could catch the ball with ease. You know, he might be the best receiver on that team because he has all those receiving stats. He runs the ball really well. He's definitely better than Travis Etienne, in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I was a GM of a football team and I had to take one of them in the draft, I'm going to take Jonathan Taylor.
I want to see how the season plays out, but I don't think any team would be disappointed if they got stuck with Travis Etienne in the first round. They need to
No, absolutely not. But I just think Jonathan Taylor's a better back.
Okay, yeah. I mean, Wisconsin has a tremendous resume for producing amazing backs. Melvin Gordon, James White went there. Those are 2 I can think of off the top of my head. There's another. Jonas Gray went there, but that wasn't really. He was in the NFL for a little bit. But yeah, Jonathan Taylor is one of the 2 best running backs in college football. Now, I would probably put him at number 1 too after this week. But it's 1A and 1B with him and Travis Etienne. Yeah. There's no one even close to them.
Did Knowshon Moreno go to Wisco?
He did, yeah. Knowshon Moreno was one I was trying to think of. Okay, yeah.
He was really good.
He was really good, yes.
And then he cried on the sideline of that game, and it was just like over.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
And then my number 3, Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, like, you said it all for me. Like, he looked fantastic.
He's looked amazing, yes.
Yeah, he really has. And I think he is definitely going to be the number 1 pick over Justin Herbert if it just so happens that he comes out. Yeah.
I agree with you because I see more NFL traits than Joe Burrow. Yeah.
I do not see Justin Herbert.
I don't see what everybody's hyping up about Justin Herbert either. You could tell he's a good quarterback, but he's not isolating himself as one of the best quarterbacks in college football. and with a great offensive line and a great Oregon team.
And that loss to Auburn really just killed it, in my opinion.
Exactly. And he didn't really play well in that.
No, he only threw one touchdown, I think.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sure, NFL scouts know more than we do, obviously.
Yeah.
Sometimes I question that, but listen, they obviously know more. Justin Herbert, I just don't see it. We both just don't see it. I could see Joe Burrow going above Justin Herbert in the draft.
Yeah. And then my first one out is going to be Justin Fields. I still like what he's done. He could throw the ball really well. He runs the ball just as good as he throws it. And honestly, for a Heisman quarterback, you kind of need that.
Yeah.
You're not going to have a drop back Eli Manning passer win the Heisman anymore.
No. Eli Manning didn't even win the Heisman.
What?
Eli Manning didn't even win the Heisman.
I know. I just said that because he was the first person that came to my mind.
Yeah, who'd they play? They played Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's a solid team. Like, they're not.
They blew them out 42-0.
That's better than Buffalo. And I'm not trying to hate on you for that, but it's better than Buffalo.
Buffalo played well.
Until that pick six, and then it was all over.
Yeah, then it was over. So yeah. So that's our reflections of college football this week. Mm-hmm. Some good games. We were not right with our upsets, and we'll see. We'll see how this week goes. Who's Michigan State playing this week?
Arizona State.
Oh, so Herm Edwards.
We lost to them last year.
Really?
Well, we lost to everyone last year, except for Penn State.
This is true.
Yeah.
Sadly. We're playing Pitt this week. It's Pitt week. It's our rivalry week. So it's been fun around campus seeing some of the signs.
Let's hope you don't lose. That would be very awkward.
That would be very bad. The game kicks off at 12 o'clock on Saturday, which just is terrible. Nick Saban already put out like a grievance to the NCAA for making a noon kickoff for Alabama. So Penn State should put out a grievance for
why? Why do you think you should have a different kickoff time?
Because Penn State Pitt. It's still prime time. Like it's on ABC nationwide, but still, I don't want to have to wake up at 9 a.m. to go to a football game, because then it just takes tailgating out of the picture.
Listen, you're playing Pitt. It's not like it's the whiteout game. It's not like you're playing Ohio State or Michigan State.
It's the stripeout game. It's the stripeout game, though.
Wow.
Yeah. So
our stripeout game was against Tulsa. We striped the field against Tulsa.
Oh, that's fun.
I would like to say, this was the first time in my life that I could remember that Michigan State actually looked dominant over a team and not barely winning.
They played Eastern this week?
They played Western.
Western this week, okay.
And 51-17, I've never seen them win like that in my life. Like, even against Tulsa, it was 28-7. We had 25 in the first half.
It's true. Do you think Western is a better opponent than Tulsa?
Yeah. And
they blew them out more?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so maybe they're getting better week by week.
Let's hope.
So second take time. So this week we're going to do what was the most surprising player performance of week 1 in the NFL. So Matt, why don't you start us off?
Baker, just could you look any worse? You looked like you belong on the Dolphins.
Okay. He didn't look bad going into the third quarter. Bad. He didn't look bad going into the third quarter when it was 15-13. And then
he just died. And for one who has Odell on my fantasy team,
okay,
I can't have that.
About Odell. You're just mad about Odell.
I still won. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, Odell put up 14 points.
So PPR.
Decent performance. Yeah, put up a decent performance. All right, here's the thing. The Browns did not look good.
No, they didn't. Not at all. They did not look
good. They came out really well in the first quarter. First drive of the game, they scored a touchdown, I believe. The Titans, I think this is more the Titans.
They looked fantastic. They looked
amazing. Looked incredible, by the way. Yeah, I said I wouldn't be so do not sleep on the Titans because they're a decent team. I didn't see this coming out of them.
No.
I think the Browns are going to rebound, honestly, because that was an ugly game.
Yeah.
That was an ugly
It was bad.
They're not that bad. I think this is more saying the Titans are just that good.
Do you think they have a chance to win their division?
The Titans?
Yeah.
I mean, they lost Andrew Luck. So, and who else is in the division? The Texans. Jaguars aren't going to win it now that they lost Nick Foles.
Yeah.
For a couple games.
It'll definitely come down to the Titans and the Texans.
Yeah, that's who it's going to come down to. I can see it. Honestly, I can see it. But we're going to get to that in a little bit. So, yeah. But the Browns O-line did not help Baker.
No.
In any way, shape, or form. Like, he was getting pressured really badly.
Yeah.
But he did have some questionable throws.
Yeah, like that pick 6 in the 4th. Like, it was just really off.
Yeah. So, not his best day.
No.
So, props to Mike Vrabel. He came in there, and he really game planned for them well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say this. Don't write off the Browns yet. Like, don't write off the Browns.
Too late. No, not yet.
Yeah, not yet. They were hyped up a little too much, in my opinion.
Absolutely. People have them in the Super Bowl, and that's just no. It's just no, not going to happen.
I still think they'll go to the playoffs. I just think this shows how good of a team the Titans are. And
I think if they go to the playoffs, it's a wild card spot.
Definitely a wild card spot because the Ravens looked really good. Well, then against the Dolphins. So,
but that running back threw the ball really well.
Yeah, it did. It did look really well. All right. So you have Baker as your most surprising. So you went negative with your most surprising.
Because I figured you'd go positive.
Yeah, I'm gonna go positive here. I'm gonna go with the guy that gave me a heart attack against my Seahawks. Andy Dalton played out of his mind this week.
Your hair brothers.
Yes, my ginger brethren played way too good for my liking and scared the hell out of me. He went 35 of 50. He threw the ball 51 times. So this is Zach Taylor offense is no joke. I'm going to get into that. 35-51 for 418 yards and 2 touchdowns. So he's leading the NFL in yardage.
I know.
After week 1.
And I want to be honest with you. If Joe Mixon didn't get hurt, you wouldn't have won the game.
No, we wouldn't have. We honestly wouldn't have. John Ross looked really good.
Yeah.
Zach Taylor, who's the coaching hire, I'm pretty sure everybody forgot about over the offseason.
I don't even know who he is now.
Exactly. He was the quarterback coach of the Rams, and then he came over. So he's the Sean McVay disciple. His offense is legit. Like, legit. And obviously he came from the Sean McVay system. He's learned from him. But I didn't think anybody can make Andy Dalton look good. He has made Andy Dalton look amazing. Andy Dalton played fantastic in that game. And people are going to say that our defense did not play well.
They didn't.
That's not true. No. It was more the offense was just way better than we expected. So I think, our defense is better than what we put on the field in week 1. Okay, because I think our defense was as shocked as I was about how good the Bengals were playing and how good Andy Dalton was playing. So, and they didn't without Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon. So without arguably their best player. And John Ross.
Not arguably. He is their best player.
Yeah. John Ross came out of nowhere, apparently. John Ross is a thing now. I know. Like, John Ross burned us, which we thought we all knew he could do, but, I mean, he hadn't shown it. So, just props to Zach Taylor for putting a great team. Obviously, we pulled it out in the end, thank God. But it was way too close for my liking. I was scared as hell watching that game. I was like, if we lose the Bengals, I was just going to, I was going to throw my shit the other one.
Yeah, because you knew you were going to hear it from me.
Exactly. I was going to hear it from everybody.
Yeah.
Because I'm still terrified after this game because our O-line is awful. Russell Wilson, I thought it would finally be improved, but they just cannot improve it in any way, shape, or form. Somebody needs to protect Russell Wilson. Like, for the love of God, Seattle, can we just get some protection for this guy? He has done nothing but just give his whole body for our team.
He threw a pick on the 1-yard line.
All right. Oh, thank you for reminding me of that, Matt. Thank you. Thank you so much. That had nothing to do with what we were talking about, but thank you for reminding me of that. Anyway, so the Bengals look good. Andy Dalton looked really good. He didn't. I was surprised because he did not look good in preseason. Like, people were saying, like, this is going to be the year where Andy Dalton loses his job because Ryan Finley, who they just drafted out of NC State, looked good in preseason. Some would say he was outperforming Andy Dalton in preseason. So I thought Ryan Finley was going to be starting by like mid-season for the Bengals, but man, Andy Dalton may have kept his job for years to come.
Yeah.
So let's see how he does. But
I just want to say, speaking of rookies coming in and looking better than the starter, Gardner Minshew.
Okay, Nick Foles looked better than Gardner Minshew for the few snaps we got to see Nick Foles.
I don't know.
Gardner Minshew looked very good.
He did.
He looked impressive. So the Jaguars, maybe your season is. Nick Foles is going to come back by midseason.
Yeah.
But that sucks. By the way, it's kind of ironic though that he gets injured the second he's out of Philadelphia.
A lot of injuries have happened this year so far, and it's 1 week.
Yeah, I know.
He's out. Tyreek's out. Hunter Henry's out now.
Nick Foles and Tyreek Hill out in the same game.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I have Tyreek Hill in fantasy. Thank God I won this week, but that was a blow.
Who do you play this week?
A couple weeks. I play you.
I know.
I still think I'm going to win. Anyway. So, yeah, that was my surprising player performance of the week. So, let's move on, shall we?
All right.
We already touched on it, but let's just go over how week 1 of the NFL played out. Antonio Brown is back in the headlines twice, actually.
Yeah.
Twice, actually. So let's touch on the first one.
I'm so done with
my God. Oh, my God. He worked his way out of Oakland.
Oh, this was planned.
You think it was planned? I don't think it was planned.
I do. I think it was planned.
When do you think you started planning this?
When he got traded.
No. I think like the last week, I think it was planned. Because he even came out, he was asking social media experts how to get out of the Raiders.
It was definitely planned. It's just a matter of when did he start the plan.
I think it was like a week ago he started the plan. I think like right when he apologized. I'm just sick of talking about Antonio Brown. I'm sick of it. I really think. Oh my God! Props to the Raiders for getting rid of him. Props to the Raiders. I know he worked his way out, but good for them for not keeping him on just because they traded for him. Because he's just a cancer to every NFL team. He's worse than what T.O. was. And T.O.
There's no more T.O. There's no more T.O.
Yeah, nobody thought it could get worse than what T.O. did, like doing workouts in his driveway. But Antonio Brown has taken over as the worst locker room guy in the NFL in history.
Yeah.
In history. I'm so tired of talking about him, but he just keeps making headlines. And now, so he signed with the Patriots. A lot of people are scared about this. And if it works out, I would be scared too. But I'm just saying.
I don't think it's going to work out.
Exactly. I don't think it's going to work out too. Because I don't think Belichick's going to deal with his crap. And there's going to be crap.
And he's not someone he found at Walmart.
No. Yeah, exactly. And like talents, like everybody's like, oh, but Randy Moss worked out with the Patriots. Yeah, but Randy Moss was not the locker room presence.
No, he wasn't.
That Antonio Brown is. Randy Moss,
and they never won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, exactly. And so they never won a Super Bowl. Randy Moss. They lost the helmet catch in the New York Giants.
Yep.
So listen, I don't think it's going to work out with New England. I think he gets released by week 5. Maybe he makes it later in the season, but it's going to be scary for a couple weeks. But I just think Bill Belichick is not going to be able to contain the wild animal that is Antonio Brown. And Antonio, go ahead.
The Raiders look fine without him.
They looked really good.
Unfortunately, they lost Jonathan Abram for what looks like the season.
That's so sad. That is so sad because he really, obviously in Hard Knocks he stole the show, but he is a player I was really looking forward to watching because he looks like the next great safety in the NFL. Like he has those.
Yeah.
He has that potential.
And their defense, they played well. Phillip Lindsay, 11 carries for 43 yards.
Wow. Impressive.
Less than 4 yards per carry.
Impressive performance from Phillip Lindsay.
Yeah.
As he is our favorite running back on this podcast.
Royce Freeman will be the starter by the end of the year.
Definitely. I don't know if starter as a term.
10 carries for 50 plus.
He'll just be getting more carries than Phillip Lindsay. But yeah, let's transition out now. Raiders looked really good. Derek Carr.
Mm-hmm.
Can we just talk about how good Derek Carr looked this week? I'm like,
he looks like he was back to the quarterback that they drafted.
Exactly. Like I'm sick of the Derek Carr slander. People are like,
I didn't get it. Like he
don't
had the okay year last year, but he's never been bad.
No, he had an MVP season in 2016. He would have won the MVP if he didn't break his leg in like week 14 or something.
And then Connor Cook came in after the backup came in.
And lost to who do you lose to?
I don't even know, but it was in the playoffs.
No, yeah, oh wait, no, did they win? No, they lost to the Texans. They lost to the Texans in the playoffs that year. Yeah. The Brock Osweiler led Texans. Wow, yeah, back in those days. But no, the hate needs to stop with Derek Carr. The Raiders are not looking for another quarterback. Derek Carr is their quarterback of the future. He proved it this game. He played tremendously against and the Raiders O-line. They didn't give up a single sack all game. That's incredible. I mean, like the Broncos defense is no joke. Like it's
Von Miller and Bradley Chubb.
Yeah, Von Miller, Bradley Chubb, Chris Harris Jr. is still on the back end. Mm-hmm. They got some good linebackers. Like this is not it's not the defense that won the Super Bowl a couple years ago, but it's still a very good defense with two of the league's best pass rushers coming off the edge, and to not allow any sacks, just good for the Oakland Raiders O-line, and good for John Gruden, good for Derek Carr, good for the Raiders organization as a whole. Because you can't help but root for them. I mean, they got some great personalities on that team.
Gruden is the best.
He is the best, and I just love that. I just love when Gruden wins because I do root for Gruden. He's just a great personality. I love John Gruden. But Derek Carr proved that he's the real deal. So this hate can stop. I'm just sick of it. And Josh Jacobs looked really good.
Yeah, he did.
He rushed for 2 touchdowns. I think he's the first running back to have 100+ scrimmage yards and 2 touchdowns in his first game since LaDainian Tomlinson. Yeah, so that's very impressive. Raiders look good. They're going to compete. They're going to compete this year. So don't overlook the Raiders this year. Even without Antonio Brown. Tyrell Williams looked great.
Yeah.
He looked really good. I had some questions after the release of Antonio Brown of who was going to be their starting wide receiver. But Tyrell Williams looks like he can fill in that role pretty well. Darren Waller, who I know you picked up. See, you didn't get him?
Didn't get him.
You tried to get him.
Yeah, I traded for TJ though, so we're good.
Okay, traded for TJ Hawkinson.
Yeah.
Darren Waller looked really good, and he's the guy that props to him because he's overcome a lot of drug addiction to get where he is today. The Raiders look good. Cleveland Ferrell got a sack. So there you go. Yeah. By the way, Broncos. Yeah.
How long until Drew Lock starts?
I don't know, because Joe Flacco he looked okay. Joe Flacco didn't look too bad. Joe Flacco looks like definitely looks like the best quarterback they've had since Peyton Manning left.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. It's apparent. I don't know if Joe Flacco will. I think if it gets to a point where the Broncos know their season's over, they'll probably throw Drew Lock in there maybe. Mm-hmm. But as for right now, I think Joe Flacco has that starting spot pretty much set. We already touched on Titans Browns. Chiefs Jaguars. Do you want to get into that? Patrick Mahomes.
I mean, he looked great, but
himself.
Yeah. I don't really know if there's much to talk about with this game because he just looked dominant.
Yeah.
And the Jaguars.
Gardner Minshew surprised me a little bit.
Yeah, but we also have to remember that the Chiefs defense is not spectacular.
It is not. It is not impressive at all. That is why
Jalen Ramsey got hurt too, right?
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to keep him out of games. That is why I picked up Derek Carr in fantasy this week because he's playing the Chiefs and he looked tremendous, and I think he's going to put up a bunch of points.
Think they win?
Do I think Derek Carr they beat the Chiefs last year with that team?
I don't remember.
So I don't know where the game is. We're going to look at that later when we make our picks, but possibly.
I could tell you right now. I have it right here. They play in Oakland.
I need some time to think about this. Let's move on. Steelers Patriots.
Oh my gosh, they looked awful.
So I picked the Steelers to go into Foxborough and beat the Patriots. God, was I wrong? And I could not have been more wrong. That was a pretty stupid pick.
It's easy for you to be wrong. You do it quite well.
Thank you. But Ben just did not. The Steelers as a whole did not look good.
No. And I don't want to hear we'll be fine without AB and Le'Veon Bell. No, you're not.
Yeah,
you will not be fine.
I did think James Conner would fill in fine for Le'Veon because he did last year. Do you think it's just the Patriots, though, that kind of exposed them?
I don't think I don't think they'll be bad. I don't think they make the playoffs this year. But
I would agree with you.
They just look really bad.
They have the talent on the team. They just need to put it together. Mm-hmm. And they did not look like they had their stuff together.
This, don't put this in writing. This could be Tomlin's last year. He could be fired. He hasn't done anything since that Super Bowl win.
No, he really hasn't. I mean, he's put a couple good playoff teams in the playoffs.
But they didn't make the playoffs last year.
No.
They didn't. They're not going to make the playoffs this year.
A little early, but no, well, I would agree with you. If they keep playing the way they played, they're not going to play the playoffs. Yes.
So why would you keep him?
I would agree with you. I think if he has a bad year, he's definitely on the hot seat. He is and he has potential fire over the offseason if he doesn't get this ship righted. But yeah, Steelers Tom Brady just does not age. It's the same old story. Seriously, it's ridiculous. Bill Belichick is again like playing chess while everybody else playing checkers. The Patriots are too good. I hate to say they are too good. It's not even fair. When they get Antonio Brown for the 4 or 5 weeks they're going to have him, it's going to be just a party in New England.
You never know because they play in Miami next week.
They can't win in Miami, but I think this is the year
5 of 6.
Miami. Yeah, I think this is the year they win in Miami.
Probably. They just looked awful.
Miami looked terrible. I don't even want to talk about them.
No.
I can't even talk about we can't judge how good the Ravens are because of just how bad there were reports. Multiple players, it was reported, requested trades after the Ravens Miami game.
Why would you want to stay?
Honestly,
if you're Xavier Howard, you're one of the best cornerbacks in the game. Why would you waste your time?
I agree with you. I mean, it's just this might be the worst NFL team I've seen put on a field, and I'm including the 16 rounds.
Yeah, I don't see they could go 0-55. I would have 100% confidence. They cannot beat anyone. Now they'll win the next 3 games, but they just cannot beat anyone. There is no magic in Fitz.
No, there was no even Fitz magic could not bring the Dolphins to win this game. No, I do want to give a couple shout outs. I mean, Marquise Brown looked good. Brown was really good. He had those 2 amazing touchdowns. Lamar Jackson, he played really well. He could definitely play quarterback in the NFL. I don't want to get too into this for the same reason I didn't want to get into Justin Fields last week. Yeah. Because it is Miami. This is not an NFL caliber team. This is, I would argue it's not a high school caliber team, honestly. It might be the worst team I've seen put on an NFL field.
And next week the Ravens play the Cardinals, so they don't have they really don't have a contest next week either.
Exactly. It's going to be smooth sailing for the Ravens these 2 weeks. Moving on, the best game of the week in my opinion, Texans versus Saints on Monday Night Football.
Oh, that was fantastic.
It was that was the game I needed. That was the game I needed because Thursday Night Football was a dud. The Super Bowl was a dud. I just needed something to quench my thirst for some good football, and the Texans versus Saints game finally did that.
Will Lutz, my boy, with the field goal.
Oh, yeah, you got lucky with Will Lutz kicking that 58-yarder to win the game.
I won my matchup before that kick.
I know. But listen, I feel bad for the Texans because I think this is kind of what I was talking about with the LSU-Texas game. Both teams, this game just showed the Texans are not to be slept. Yeah, they lost to Davion Clowney. Their defense did not look bad. Their defense looked good. Now, I do give the Saints credit because J.J. Watt went without a tackle, QB hit, or QB pressure for the first time ever in his career. So that's just a testament to Sean Payton scheming up that O-line and that Saints O-line as a whole.
I mean, if you flash back to our very first episode, I said that they could trade Jadeveon for Melvin Gordon because they don't need him.
They don't. They didn't need him.
I was right. They don't need him.
Yeah, and it showed this week. They really did not need him. And I was worried about the Texans defense, but if they can hold what they hold the Saints to.
It was they scored 28. Was it 30-28? That was the final.
Okay. So they held the Saints to 30 points, which, by the way, Saints, I know holding to 30 points
is not a thing,
but it's the Saints offense.
Yeah.
One of the best offenses in the NFL. So it's better than I thought it would be, because I thought this was going to be like what LSU Texas was. I thought this was going to be like a 45-38 game in the 40s, something like that. And by the way, Deshaun Watson looks incredible. He looked absolutely amazing. I feel terrible for him because he's 6 sacks in the game. Like, he just, even with Laramie Tunsil and the moves they made over the offseason, they just can't get that O-line right.
Well, I mean, this week they play the Jaguars, so I don't.
Not gonna get better.
It's not gonna get better. Yeah.
They need to protect that man. I know they're finally putting an effort in to protect him, but I'll give Laramie Tunsil a break because he was only there for 5 days this week. Mm-hmm. So,
but still, you're a left tackle. Your guard is to block.
Yeah, seriously. The Saints do have a pretty good pass rush, so we'll see. Yeah, it's not going to get easier with the Jaguars though.
No,
but yeah, this was the greatest game of the week by far.
Absolutely.
Both teams looked absolutely incredible. Deandre Hopkins is just magic. Like, he is separating himself as the best receiver in the NFL. It was close, but I just think he's just separating himself.
I didn't think it was close last year.
Really? No, I thought he was the best receiver, but I thought it was still close to him and Julio. Now, Julio's still obviously second best, but like, he is by far the best wide receiver in the NFL. Yeah. So yeah, the Texans look great. Both teams look great. I don't fault any team for this game. I don't fault the Texans for losing this game. They allowed a 58-yard field goal. A lot of people are mad at Romeo Crennel for playing a prevent defense and letting Drew Brees get the deke and dunk 7-yard pass to get them into field goal. Here's the thing: Are you gonna play because the possession before that they played coverage, like press coverage on Drew Brees, and he dotted them up and scored a touchdown. So Romeo Crennel was like, okay, let's
field goal.
Oh, they got a field goal. So Romeo Crennel was like, well, let's miss a 50-yarder
57
before the 57-yarder before the half.
I believe it was 57.
Yeah. So let me see what kind of obviously he's missed one already, and I give it to him. There's only a few kickers in the NFL that can make a 58-yarder, and apparently Will Lutz is one of them.
And he made it. He didn't just like make it. He made that kick.
That kick would have been good from 60.
Yeah.
Honestly. So I really don't like. Would you let the thought of Drew Brees going over the top of you? Would you risk that? I would not.
Yeah, if I were to have a choice, I would have favored the 58-yard field goal than the possible touchdown.
Yeah, honestly, because Drew Brees is way too good. If you play coverage and he sees something open for a 30-yarder, which honestly would not surprise me with a Sean Payton offense and Drew Brees throwing that football, give him the 6 yards and let's see if the kicker can make the field goal. So I agree with Romeo Crennel on that call. It's very controversial. A lot of people are mad about what he did, but I agree with him. Like, he saw Will Lutz miss a far 50-yarder already.
So he's like, I'd rather challenge him to do it again.
Yeah. He took that chance. He chanced the kicker over Drew Brees, which is a bet I would agree with all of the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, that best game of the week. Both teams looked really good. A lot of people thought the Saints were gonna kind of have a down year. I did not see that at all.
I don't get it. I mean,
no. Alvin Kamara looked good as always. Mm-hmm. Michael Thomas had like an insane amount of like 10 catches for 121 yards or something like that.
Stupid like that.
Yeah. Both offenses and both defenses really played well in this game. So, Houston Texans and New Orleans Saints definitely legit this year. All right, let's move on to this week. We're gonna make our picks. How'd you do last week? So, I went 10-6. Not too bad.
You went 10-5-1. There was a tie.
Okay, I counted that as a loss because I'm counting it as did I get it right versus did I get it wrong.
But you can't predict a tie.
Okay, this is true.
That's because I went 10-5-1 too.
Okay, so yeah, so we both went 10-5-1.
Yeah, okay. But I did say there was going to be a tie last week, but I just said the wrong game.
You picked the wrong game. You picked the wrong game for there to be a tie. All right, so let's get this started. You bring up the games.
Oh, you don't even have it ready?
You know what? Don't yell at me. All right, here we go.
All right.
All right. Thursday Night Football, Buccaneers at Panthers. Who you got?
This is a joke. I shouldn't have to say this.
I don't know. The Panthers did not look good.
What was the final score of that game?
It was 30-27.
That's not bad.
Cam Newton didn't look good, though. That Christian McCaffrey carried that offense.
Yeah, and he could carry it again against a worse team.
This is true.
Yeah, I don't think this. I mean, I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I don't think it's going to be close. I predict somewhere between 10 to 14 point difference in the final score.
I agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
Carolina's favored by 7.
I could see that. Anywhere between 7 and 14 is about where I would say.
Yeah. First of all, can we talk about how bad Jameis looked last week?
Horrible.
He looked horrible. I don't even know who the backup is in Tampa. Ryan Griffin, I think. That backup's going to be playing at some point in the season because Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
Everybody thought Bruce Arians would be able to fix him. I don't know where the fixing is because it did not show up last week. He played.
That was just an overall bad game.
Yeah, it was a terrible game.
Both teams Quan went after him.
Really?
Oh yeah. Quan Alexander went after Jameis. Did you not see it?
No, I didn't watch that game.
He just went helmet to helmet right into him.
Ooh.
Yeah, he got ejected.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
They must have. All right. So
yeah, I would agree. It's like the IKN and Poly Geno Smith. Back to that. Throw back to that. Yeah. So I'm gonna agree with you on this one. I got the Panthers winning this one. Yeah. Cam didn't look great, but Christian McCaffrey. God bless Christian McCaffrey.
What do you get? You 42 points.
42 points. What a guy. One of the best running backs in football.
So your running back had 42 points. What did Devonta have? 3?
Devonta had 3 points.
I believe we tied in terms of running backs this week. Because
great.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Listen, I'm okay with Christian McCaffrey carrying my team. I am perfectly fine with that. But yeah, I have the Panthers over the Buccaneers. I think it's not even going to be close. I mean, Chris McCaffrey is going to go wild in this game. Yeah. Hopefully, maybe Jameis just had a down game. Maybe
for their sake.
For their sake, hopefully he just had a down game, or else they're going to be having to look for a quarterback soon.
Joe Burrow,
because they still have Joe Burrow. They still haven't extended him. He's still on his rookie contract on that 5th-year option. So this is the last year of his rookie contract. But yeah, I'm looking to see better play out of Cam Newton. Cam Newton did not look great. No. He played the Rams defense, but then again, Christian McCaffrey went off, so obviously the Rams weren't at their best. But just some improvement out of Cam Newton. But yeah, I have the Panthers winning this game. I could see it being like 30-14, something like that. So let's move on to the 1:00 games on Sunday. Bills at Giants.
It's a shame to be a Giants fan because, I think that we could beat them, but we're not going to.
Did you think you were going to beat the Cowboys?
I did that, and then, I think Zeke signed. Did Zeke sign after that episode? I don't remember.
Zeke signed the day after that episode that we filmed.
That's why.
Yeah. Yeah. You did say if Zeke plays, you have the Cowboys winning.
I did.
So I'll give you that. But no, the Giants just do not look great. Eli Manning did not look terrible. He didn't look terrible.
I'd rather have Daniel, though.
Daniel Jones didn't look great either, though.
Yeah, but they didn't let him have his moments. They didn't let him. Hey, your first play as an NFL, quarterback in the regular season is going to be when we're down 45-17 or whatever we were down.
Yeah.
Good luck.
That's when most backups get in the game.
I don't like it.
All right. First of all, Dak played tremendous in that game, even though we're going.
He played the Giants. Do not sell Dak like he's the second coming. He played the Giants.
I think he's getting. I think there's a contract extension coming up soon for him though.
He'll get the money.
Yeah, definitely get the money.
All right. So yeah, I have the Bills beating the Giants. I think it'll be close because I don't know. Actually, I don't know why I would think.
Just got a feeling.
Yeah. Honestly, this.
It was close. It was very close with the Jets last week.
Yeah, but Josh Allen didn't wake up until the 4th quarter.
Yeah. By the way, great win by the Bills coming back and beating the Jets like that.
They basically gave the Bills basically gave the Jets a 3-quarter head start.
Yeah, and then they were like, "Watch this," and then in the 4th quarter, Josh Allen's like, "Oh, I remember how to play football," and then we led them to win against the Jets. Le'Veon Bell did look good though.
Yeah,
he looked good. He looks like his old self. So yeah, I'm gonna agree with you on this one. I'm gonna take the Bills in this game. I think the world of Sean McDermott as a head coach. He's a very underrated head coach in his league. Josh Allen, he woke up a little bit in the fourth quarter. Hopefully he doesn't need to wake up again in this game. Hopefully he got him going a little bit, because I do love Josh Allen as a quarterback. I love watching him. He's got tremendous potential for the future. I have the Bills in this one. I just think the Giants they're Saquon Barkley, and that's it. That's their whole team. That's their whole team. Daniel Jones is going to get to play at some point in the season. He already got to play in the Dallas game, but I think there's a point in the season where Daniel Jones starts.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because they're not going to the playoffs. There's going to be a time where it's just like, okay, we have no playoff hopes. Maybe we get Daniel Jones in there, and then the Daniel Jones era will begin in New York.
And we go undefeated for 10 years.
Exactly. So here's to hoping for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got the Bills in this one. I think it's going to be a relatively close game.
Yeah.
I could see it being like 21-17, something like that, something along those lines. Eli, not going to play great. Saquon's going to carry this team as always.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Yeah, Bill's going to win this one. So mark that down. All right. Seahawks, Steelers. I got
the Seahawks. The Steelers just looked so bad
good
I can't pick them.
Pittsburgh's favored in this game. Doing my Seahawks dirty like that.
That's embarrassing.
That is embarrassing. Pittsburgh's favored by 4.5.
That just shows how bad you are.
No, all right. We're going into Heinz Field, but listen. No. We're gonna win this game. I got the Seahawks too.
Yeah.
This is an insult to me. I take offense to this. It's people are overlooking how good the Bengals looked last week. Listen, we're gonna win this game. I don't think there's a question about it. Steelers played like complete crap last week.
Yeah, you're gonna kill him. You're gonna kill him.
I don't know if we're gonna kill him, but it's gonna be. We're gonna win this game. I could see it being like 28-20, maybe 28-24, something like that. But yeah, Seahawks gonna win this game. Seahawks all the way. Go Hawks. Russell Wilson's the GOAT. All right, moving on.
1 yard line.
There it is again. 49ers, Bengals.
I'm going to pick the Bengals in this one because they looked really good last week, and the 49ers just lost their starting running back. And I just don't think
Raheem Mostert, though.
I don't see it.
Okay. Yeah.
But I mean, so did the Bengals, though. So it's Giovanni Bernard versus Raheem Mostert. That's the headline for this game.
Wow. Wow.
So
this game of the week right here.
Yeah, I could see this game. This game's going to be close, I think, but I do think the Bengals take the dub. They're home, and they played really well last week, as you would know.
Yeah, I got the Bengals too. Obviously, you've heard my rant about the Bengals. They looked really good. They're only favored by 2. It's definitely going to be more than that. Bengals. Andy Dalton played really well. I just did not see it. I didn't like what I saw from the 49ers last week, which bodes well for the Seahawks because they're in our division. But, the Bengals all the way. I could see it being, I don't know, maybe like, I can see a Bengals scoring like 28 and the 49ers scoring maybe like 17, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't. I just seeing that Zach Taylor offense, I think it really impressed me. And I just did not like what I saw from the 49ers. Except their defense, they did win, but their defense didn't play great. I mean, their defense did play great, but it was against Jameis Winston, who...
Yeah.
I mean, how much can you really value that? But yeah, so we both got the Bengals in that one. Moving on to Chargers at Lions. Who you got?
Chargers. Just Chargers.
You didn't like what you saw from the Lions?
No, they did the typical Lion where they were looking fine, and then they just stopped playing football.
Yeah.
They just stopped.
Did they stop, or did Kyler Murray start?
No, they stopped.
Okay.
They stopped.
Listen, Kyler Murray, that fourth quarter and overtime saved my fantasy team because he was just not having a great game.
No.
Can we just talk about no, let's focus on the Lions right now. All right, Chargers, Lions. I liked what I saw from the Lions in the first 3 quarters. They looked really good in the first 3 quarters.
But then they lioned.
Exactly. And the Chargers went to overtime with the Colts. So I think these are 2 underperforming teams. Listen, all right. Lions did not lose the game. They basically lost the game, but there was a tie.
Yeah.
NFL needs to change those rules.
Yeah, the college rules are just much better.
The college rules are so much better. I got the Lions in this one.
Okay.
I got the Lions in this one. The Lions are my sneaky playoff team.
I know.
Know this, so I'm going to stick with them. I can see them. It is in Detroit, so they do have home field advantage. The Lions did look good. They did look good in this game. They just fell apart near the end, so I'm hoping, just because I didn't love what I saw from the Chargers, because they gave up 174 yards to Marlon Mack.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a much easier because Kerryon Johnson was held pretty much by the Cardinals defense. They did a pretty good job holding him to, I don't know how many yards yet, but
not
they
a
held
lot.
Check. Yeah, they held him in check. The Chargers are favoring this by 2.5. I don't see that. I see the Lions winning this game. I just hate seeing 0-1 next to their name. Like, that's just so annoying. I got the Chargers winning this game. Matt Stafford did look really good. He looked really good in the second year in Matt Patricia's team, even though it's not his offense. I just trust the Lions. I trust the Lions. I don't know if I should trust the Lions, but the Chargers didn't look great. So I'm going to take the Lions in this one. It's going to be close. I can see 24-21, somewhere around there. Please, Lions, don't let me down.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got the Lions. So you got the Chargers. I got the Lions. That's our first split one of the week. All right. Another rivalry game, Vikings at Packers.
I'm going to take the Vikings in this one.
Okay.
I think their defense looked outstanding last week.
Looked really good.
And the idea that they were just going to run the ball, it worked. Kirk Cousins threw the ball 10 times.
That's amazing. He didn't even get over 100 yards.
No, 98 yards. He didn't need to.
No, he didn't need to.
And Dalvin Cook looked fantastic.
He looked better than I've ever seen him.
Yeah. He looked great. And
that O-line, they finally, hopefully, got it figured out.
Yeah.
I think we can finally say that.
And, I think with the Packers, I think the Packers are being a little overhyped right now. Because
they beat the Bears. They went Soldier Field.
They beat the Bears. But I feel like Trubisky just played really bad, and it wasn't as much as the Packers defense stopping him.
Okay. But the Packers defense, you can't deny that they definitely proved.
They played great.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't see them being able to stop Dalvin Cook.
I'm going to agree with you on this one. The Vikings far outperformed any of my expectations.
Yeah, me too.
Me
too.
That's what they want. They want Kirk Cousins to only throw 10 times a game. I mean, if they have to, they want him to have to win those games. But I can imagine Stephon Diggs fantasy owners were not excited after this game. But listen, you win the way you win, and they won with the ground game. So Dalvin.
I feel like people don't realize this. They don't care about your fantasy league.
No, they do not care about your fantasy team.
Antonio Brown probably cares about his fantasy, like his.
Of course, can he get on the team though, and then he could start worrying about that?
It's like how Carmelo Anthony, they would win a game, but he would be like, I didn't score 30, so this doesn't matter.
Yeah, as a Knicks fan, I know that very well. But yeah, Dalvin Cook looks tremendous.
Yeah.
Vikings offense as a whole, their offensive line looks like it's fixed. The Falcons played like complete trash against them.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to attribute that more to the Vikings. The Vikings played really, really well. Defense looked great. Offense looked great. And the fact that they didn't have to use their top 10 wide receivers.
Yeah, they didn't have to.
They didn't have to use it because Dalvin Cook, just this is who they thought they were getting out of Florida State when they drafted in the second couple of years back. And Dalvin Cook is definitely ready to take he's second year coming off an ACL. He's ready to take the lead by storm. And he did just that in week 1. So yeah, I got the Vikings in this one. I don't know. I could see it being like 30-20 or something like that. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So let's move on. All right. Colts at Titans.
Oh, I got the Titans in this one.
Okay.
I got the Titans. After last week, unless that was just a sheer, one and done situation, I don't see how they're going to lose to Jacoby Brissett.
I don't see it either. I don't see it either.
Like, they just looked that good.
They looked amazing last week. I mean,
if they held Odell, they'll hold T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah, no problem. T.Y. Hilton's a little faster, but that Mike Vrabel just showed how much of a good coach he is, how much of a good defensive like schematic, good defensive planner. Listen, he's got that team firing on all cylinders. Props to Mike Vrabel. He just showed how good of a coach he is. He's very underrated. The Vikings, the Titans are out to prove something this year.
Yeah.
They are out to prove something in this NFL. They're not this average 8-8, 9-7 team. They're not under the Jeff Fisher effect. They're watch out for the Titans this year. They scare me, and I think they should scare every team that they play because that defense looked legit. Marcus Mariota looked good. They didn't. The most important thing I got out of this game, they didn't do anything that was out of Marcus Mariota's comfort zone, and that's exactly how they want to play. They game planned perfectly. Everything worked to their game plan. They played great defense. They ran the ball. Derrick Henry played tremendous in this game.
Yeah.
Giving out a catch for 75-yard screen, go for a touchdown. The Titans are out for blood this year.
Yeah.
They proved it in week 1. They shut the hype about the Browns up. So, yeah. The Colts did take the Chargers to overtime. Jacoby Brissett looked pretty good. Marlon Mack looked amazing.
Yeah.
Rushing for 174 yards. But I do think the Titans win this one. I think it's within 10 or 14 points of a victory. I'm not going to give an exact score because the Titans defense could hold them to 6, or it could be a shootout. Like, I don't know, but the Titans defense looked good yet. So I'll say 24-10.
Okay.
24-10. Titans win that one. All right. Moving on. Patriots Dolphins.
I'm not talking about this. Patriots, move on.
You don't think there could be an upset here?
No.
All right, let's move on.
They played so bad.
The Dolphins. All right, I feel so bad for the Dolphins.
Do you think that there's any upset potential besides the fact that they're playing in Miami?
Absolutely not. The Patriots are favored by 19 points. I have never seen that stat
in the NFL game.
I have never seen that line on an NFL game ever. Yeah, Patriots blowout. I think Jarrett Stidham is playing by the second half.
Yeah.
All right. Cowboys Redskins.
If that depends for me. If it was the Redskins that we saw in the first half of last week, I'd pick the Redskins.
Looked really good. Now, you could still take the whole game as a whole because Case Keenum did look really good the whole game.
He did. He looked really good. I don't know. It really bothers me to say the Cowboys, but I have to say the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on this one. Cowboys all the way. They did play the Giants, but they looked really, really good. That defense looks really good. Again, it was against the Giants, but listen, Dak played really well. Their receivers, Amari Cooper, picked up where he left off.
Michael Gallup played great.
Michael Gallup played great too, exactly. And then they got Randall Cobb. I mean, they're just stacked all over the place. There's not a position they're weak in, and that's terrifying. And Zeke's going to have one game under his belt. So, yeah, I got the Cowboys in this one. The Redskins, the Redskins had a chance, a very good chance.
I mean, Case Keenum overthrew that Terry McLaurin touchdown. That was it.
Exactly. And listen, Terry McLaurin came on the scene out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Obviously, he was part of that track star of wide receivers at Ohio State. And he looks like the real deal. And
he's their wide receiver 1, right?
I think so.
I don't know who else it would be.
Exactly. I don't know who else it would be. They lost Jamison Crowder, and Josh Doctson. But yeah, Redskins, they looked really good. They looked better than I thought they were going to look. Case Keenum looked better than I thought they were going to look.
Yeah.
So, I do think it's a close game. But I do see the Cowboys winning this one. And as for score, 28-21.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I'll go with that. All right, Battle of the Birds, Cardinals at Ravens.
Again, I don't necessarily feel like I have to talk about this one, but I will because I think the Ravens are just going to kill them in layman's terms.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my gosh. Lamar Jackson looked fantastic. Hollywood Brown, again, looked fantastic. Mark Ingram looked fantastic.
Everybody looked fantastic. Mark Andrews was my tight end in fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great pickup. He looks fantastic. Everybody. I mean, it's just a party when you play the Dolphins, apparently, this year. So
yes.
And the Cardinals did not look much better.
No.
Obviously, that fourth quarter. I am I was suspect about the Cliff Kingsbury offense. I'm just going to say this right now. It's not going to work. It doesn't work.
It's not going to work.
It doesn't work in the NFL. Not only that. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was going to say the only reason they came back was because they were playing the Lions.
Exactly.
And they're the Lions.
And Kyler Murray is talented enough to orchestrate a comeback like that.
Mm-hmm.
But Cliff Kingsbury offense is not going to work in the NFL for the sole fact that they don't give enough looks to the defense. The defense is not worried about what they're running. They know they're going to be out of shotgun every play. Right? And Cliff Kingsbury is not great at scheming up plays for other receivers to get open.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. I think he's just relying on the talent of Kyler Murray too much. And he's relying on those college defenses, which used to leave wide open holes for his offense. It's not the same in the NFL.
No.
Cliff Kingsbury is going to be fired in 2 years. The hot take right there. But this offense does not work in the NFL. It has not impressed me yet. Maybe
it didn't work in college.
Exactly. He got fired from Texas Tech. He had a cup of tea with USC and then was hired as Cardinals head coach. Yeah, Ravens are going to win this one. They're favored by 13.5. It's in Baltimore.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
Kyler Murray looked good, but
no, they're not going to do it.
It's just not going to be enough. Yeah, Ravens are going to win. It's going to be a pretty substantial win, and Cliff Kingsbury is going to leave the whole NFL wondering why he was hired. That's all I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
All right, moving on. Divisional rivalry: Texans, Jaguars.
I gotta go Texans. Like,
right, I agree with that.
I mean, I think Deshaun Watson's going to get sacked a lot, but they look fantastic.
They did. He got sacked a lot last game. Still almost
exactly
should have won the game. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to agree with you on this one. Jaguars defense didn't. Again, I can't really judge
because it was
Jaguars.
The Chiefs.
It was the Chiefs. So, but Gardner Minshew looked good.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they put up a fight. I don't really see it. Deshaun Watson's going to hit so much this game. I already know it. I feel bad for him, but Carlos Hyde looked pretty good for the Texans.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Duke Johnson. Teammates reuniting. They were teammates with the Browns.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I got the Texans in this one. Maybe the Jaguars keep it close, but I don't really see it. Maybe, I'm going to call like 21-13. Texans win this one. Just because I give the Jaguars a fighting chance just because they have that defense, but Gardner Minshew's not going to lead. If they had Nick Foles, this would be a great game, but
yeah, they don't.
Yeah, they do not. So not so much. All right, moving on. Chiefs or Raiders. First 4 o'clock game. Really? That quick?
Yep, that quick.
It's in Oakland. Oakland.
Chiefs.
Okay. I've had time to think about this. The Kansas City Chiefs are only favored by 7. Okay. The Raiders looked really good. I think it's going to come down to the wire. Okay, I'm going to take the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Chiefs. I'm going to say Chiefs in this one. If they had Jonathan Abram, I think I would have gone.
They're down 2 starting DBs.
Yes, Gary Conley will be back for week 2.
Oh, he will be.
It was just a scare. Okay. He's fine. He tweeted it out, so he's going to be back for week 2. Everything's positive coming out of Oakland about Gary Conley. He did take a scary hit though.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Chiefs going to beat the Raiders. It's going to be close. I think it's going to be closer than people think it's going to be because the Raiders did look really good.
And the Chiefs defense is really bad.
Yeah. It's going to be a high-scoring game in Oakland.
Yeah. 45-38.
Maybe a shootout. Wow, it's almost like that score happened.
Did it?
Yeah, LSU, Texas, 45-38.
Oh, I just kind of said it.
Oh, I said it like twice. You're subconsciously remembered that score. All right, anyway, yeah, I think it's going to be like high 30s, high 40s. It's going to be a shootout, but I think the Chiefs get it done in the end.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I could have seen it being an upset if Jonathan Abram was playing, though, because he is an impactful player on that defense. All right, moving on. Bears at Broncos.
I'm going to take the Bears.
Really?
Yep. I'm going to take the Bears. I think Mitchell will wake up. I think Khalil Mack will bully him into waking up. Just like, about me to steal your lunch money. Kind of stuff. But I think he'll wake up and he'll be back to not what he was last year because he was really, really good last year. But he'll do a lot better than last week. I think Khalil Mack will get through because the Broncos don't have Ryan Bulaga or David Bakhtiari.
No.
So,
yeah, I think the Bears defense. If the Raiders defense was too much for that Broncos offense to handle, I think the Bears defense is definitely going to be too much for the Broncos to handle. It's Vic Fangio's first game against his old team.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe there's some stuff there. Maybe he knows some checks and stuff. Maybe he's got a little inside knowledge there. But I think it'll be decently close. But I am going to pick the Bears.
Yeah.
All right. I think it'll be like, I'll go, let's see what I got. 27-18. So I'll say that. Yeah, but so we both got the Bears on that one. All right, this is going to be a pretty good game. This is interesting. Rematch of the game heard round the world. Saints at Rams.
I'm going to take the Saints.
Really?
Yeah.
They get the revenge?
Well, I mean, they won't get the revenge because they didn't go to the Super Bowl. It's really not revenge. It's just you can't just get revenge for what happened.
It's revenge.
Yeah, but I think they win. I think that Kamara will outdo Gurley. I think Drew Brees will outdo Goff. I think Michael Thomas will outdo any of their wide receivers. I think the Saints defense will just be better than the Rams defense.
Yeah, I agree with you. Coming off of that win in week 1, I think the Saints already have a ton of momentum because they're very hyped up about what they just did to the Houston Texans. And then on top of that, adding the NFC Championship game and getting revenge for what happened there, the Saints are going to come out firing, and it is not going to be pretty. I think this game is going to be not close at all. Like, I really don't think it's going to be close. These are two amazing teams, but the Saints just have too much to play for.
Yeah.
I have the Saints beating the Rams pretty well by like 14 points. So I'm going to say 34-20. Saints come out on top in LA. They get their revenge. Hopefully the refs don't screw up another call, but we'll see.
Well, you could challenge that now.
Oh, yeah, of course. Thankfully.
Yeah.
The challenges haven't been that bad. Everybody thought it was going to be like just
but it really isn't.
It hasn't been that bad. All right. Eagles at Falcons, another bird matchup.
I'm going to go with the Falcons on this one.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Falcons on this one. I think that the Vikings defense was just so overwhelming that the Falcons just didn't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think the Eagles' good defense can compare to the Vikings' defense.
No, they almost lost the Redskins.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't think the Eagles' offense can compare to the Vikings' offense.
No.
So I think that overall, this game is just going to be much easier for the Falcons. I don't get how the Eagles are ranked top 5 in the league right now. I don't get it.
Power rankings, yeah, I don't understand that one.
They're up there. The Cowboys are up there too.
Who knows?
But I don't get the Eagles hype, as you know. I don't get the Carson Wentz hype. But I think the Falcons will win this one.
I agree with you. I think the Falcons are going to win this game. It's in Atlanta. I think they're going to bounce back from last week. They're too good of a team not to. Mm-hmm. It's definitely going to be a good game. It's Sunday Night Football. Yeah. It's going to be a close game. But, yeah, I just see the Falcons coming out on top. Hopefully Devontae Freeman can get me more than 3 points this week. I'm going to need it.
I'd be fine with that max 3.
Okay. Well, obviously you'd be fine with that max 3. But, yeah, the Falcons are just too good of a team not to bounce back from what happened last week. I think they cleaned it up. I think Dan Quinn's going to get that defense right. And I think it's going to be close. Definitely going to be a close game. It's going to be a really good game. I think the Falcons pull it out in the end. I could see it being like 24-21. Maybe more high scoring than that. Maybe I'll go 35-31.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds about right. All right, Monday Night Football, final game of the week. The game that started it all. Browns at Jets. Browns at Jets.
It was also a Monday night game.
It was a Monday night game, yes.
So, Baker came off the really bad game. He's going to be ready to go. He's going to be fired up. He's going to come in hot, and they still don't win.
You seriously have the Browns losing this game?
I have the Jets winning this game.
Wow. I can't see that. I think the Browns, they're going to be pissed off. I think Baker's going to be pissed off.
You have to remember, the Jets are going to be just as mad.
Yes, but it's the Jets.
Yeah, but the Jets' defense looked really good last week.
Yeah. All I'm going to say is it's definitely going to be a better game than it was last year.
Yeah.
Say that, because that game was boring until Baker came in. Baker's going to be ready for this game. The Browns are going to right the ship. They're going to shut out all the haters.
Actually,
the Browns are going to win this
one. Is CJ Mosley cleared to play? Do you know?
I don't know.
That'll also be a big factor. I think that if he's not playing, then I would probably lean towards the Browns.
He's down as questionable.
Yeah.
These are all the players down as questionable. Quinnen Williams, C.J. Mosley, Jamal Adams, and Sam Darnold. Obviously, Sam Darnold's going to play.
Yeah. This is a game time decision for me because if those 4 are down, then obviously I'm going to pick the Browns.
I don't think that will be. You already picked the Jets. You can't choose. You can't switch.
I could say that if people are injured, then obviously I'm going to change it.
Who qualifies as changing your pick if they get injured?
Jamal Adams and C.J. Mosley.
If Jamal Adams and C.J. Mosley get injured, I'll allow you to change your pick.
Okay.
But other than that, no, you got to stick with the Jets.
All right, but
I got the Browns winning this one. I got them. I just think they're going to be too pumped up. They're just pissed.
It was a combination of just I think the Jets will be mad too, and the fact that we only had one game of difference, so we need to have the ability to just like have a better chance of winning against each other.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It couldn't come down to one game.
Yeah,
but I actually do think the Jets will win this game.
Yeah. So you can have the Browns, and yeah, that's about it. All right, so thank you guys for watching. We got another exciting week of NFL and college football ahead of us. Next week, you'll hear who won the matchup, whether it was me or Matt. It's going to be me.
Oh, are we talking about this matchup or the fantasy matchup?
Fantasy matchup.
Okay.
Hopefully, I win both.
I don't know. Hollywood Brown against the Cardinals without Patrick Peterson?
Ooh. Oh, we both picked the Ravens in that game. Oh,
I know, but
I have him, though, in fantasy.
I got him and Terry McLaurin.
All right. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a good game. It's always a good game when we play each other. Listen, I got Derek Carr against the Chiefs, though. That's going to be great. It's going to be points raking in.
We'll see.
All right. Yeah, we'll see. All right. Thank you guys for watching. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this week college football and the NFL, and we'll let you know if anything crazy happens. Maybe Michigan will lose. Maybe Jim Harbaugh gets fired. We don't know. We're going to find out.
We do know they have a bye week.
They have a bye week this week?
I'm pretty sure.
It's week 3.
Notre Dame had one last week.
Well, they're independent.
That's true, but I'm like 99.999% sure.
College starts their bye weeks really early.
Yeah, because now there's 2 bye weeks.
Oh, okay.
Michigan's next game is next week against Wisconsin.
Yeah, we have a bye week after Pittsburgh this week. Hopefully we beat them. All right, so, yeah, that's it for this episode. Yeah. Remember to like, comment, subscribe for more content, and we'll see you guys next week.
Take care.